Hello and welcome back to my channel Anime Recommendation. As I said in my last video, today in the best of the winter anime 2023 part 2, I am gonna talk about all the romance anime of this season. But not only that, I will talk about some funny and cute anime as well. Without wasting any time, let's start with my favorite romance anime of this season, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. This story starts with Amane Fujimiya, the male protagonist of this story, giving his umbrella to a girl called Mahiru Selina, who is not only known as the angel in his school but also his neighbor. The very next day, Amane catches a cold for giving his umbrella to Mahiru, so Mahiru comes over to his apartment to return the favor by nourishing him back to health. He thought this would be their first and last interaction. However, Mahiru, who can't help but worry about Amane's lack of tidiness and proper nutrition, begins to cook and clean for him. As they spend more times together, their relationship slowly begins to blossom as the distance between them closes more and more. If you like romance anime, you must watch this one. Next, we have Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Junta Shiraishi, a high school student whose one and only goal is to enjoy his youth. However, his lack of presence makes it hard for him. It's like he is invisible to everyone. But there is only one person who can spot him without any problem. Nagisa Kubo, a fellow classmate of Shiraishi, who sits next to him. Unfortunately for him, Kubo likes to tease him on a daily basis and puts him into unprecedented and nerve-wracking situations. If you like teasing Master Takagi-san, then you will absolutely love it. Next, we have a really funny one called Tomo-chan is a Girl. Here, Tomo Aizawa and Junichiro Kubota, in short Jun, are childhood friends who always do everything together, whether it is training or just enjoying a normal day. They are the perfect definition of best friends. But the only problem is that Tomo is in love with Jun, but he treats her like a fellow guy because from childhood she always acts and dresses like a boy. Due to his muscle-bound nature, Jun doesn't notice any of her advances, not even when she confesses to him. This one is really a good one. You must watch this one too. For the next one, we have The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. This one has a touch of fantasy where Himuro, an office worker who belongs to a race of supernatural beings with strange powers. Whenever he is in deep concentration, stress or fluster, he creates blizzard conditions for himself and others around him without even noticing. However, Fuyusuki, a female colleague, always tries to provide simple solutions to his inconvenience problem. Even though she is unfamiliar with love, Himuro remains determined to repay her kindness and warm her heart in any way possible. This one is also a good one. You should check it out too. Next, we have Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainess Lies Lotte. This one also has a fantasy touch to it. Here, the broadcasting club member Shihono Kobayashi always talk to her friend Otto Endo about Magicoi, an otome game where protagonist Finn attends the Royal Academy of Magic. But despite the colorful cast, the one character Kobayashi is most obsessed with is the villainess Lies Lotte. Lies Lotte is in deeply love with her fiance, the Prince, who is the game's main love interest, but she is a tsundere who can't express her feeling and ended up being rude. Unfortunately, in almost every route, Lies Lotte is doomed to a tragic end. Kobayashi manages to convince Endo to play Magicoi to practice his speaking skills. What begins as a normal play turns out extraordinary when the prince suddenly hears the player's voice inside the game, now labeled as gods. Endo and Kobayashi use their comments and analysis to save their beloved tsundere villainess from her fated death. Somewhere it reminds me of another anime I talked about in my first video. But more importantly, if you want to see more of these cute tsundere villainess, then watch it. Next, we have Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro Second Attack. Who already watched it first season, they don't need any explanation, but those who haven't, for them, this one is about a girl called Hayase Nagatoro who loves to tease her senpai and does all sorts of things that makes him embarrassed and flustered. Now in the second season, they became much closer and it's only a matter of time before they realize how they truly feel about each other. That concludes all the romance anime of this season. For the change of pace, let's talk about some funny and cute animes. For the first one, we have Buddy Daddies. This is a story where two professional killers starts taking care of a child called Miri Unasaka. It's really harder for them to raise a kid than any of their missions. Despite their difficulties to take care of her while being professional killers, vampires, they are much more happier and livelier than ever. This one reminds me of Spy X Family, and I think Miri's cuteness can compete against Anya. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. Whom do you like more, Miri or Anya? For now, move on to the next one, Me and Roboko. This one is a short comedy type anime. Here, Roboko is an robotic order maid, but she is different from what you expect from a normal order maid. Unlike other order maids, she is muscular and clumsy enough to destroy a house when completing simple chores. Even Trakkun is unable to do anything about her. But despite that, Bondo and his friends learns that there is more to Roboko than they could ever expect. Last but not the least, the vampire dies in no time. Second season. Vampires are said to have many weaknesses such as garlic, crosses and sunlight. But the vampire in this story, Jaluk, is too weak to everything. Even some kids are able to kill him easily. Ronaldo, a vampire hunter who came to Jaluk's castle to save a kid, assuming that the kid was caught by a vampire. But it turns out that's not the case. Then an accident happened and Jaluk lost his castle, and now he lives with Ronaldo and causes many problems. This one is really a very funny one. You should give it a try. Now that's all for today. In the next part of Best of the Winter Anime 2023, we will talk about some fantasy and some spiritual or yokai related anime. Until the next video, sayonara.